it's a pretty exciting day today. Today we are back at the Ocean Discovery Institute with a lot going on.
And remember, we were here 2 years ago in hard hats when we were under construction, and now we've been open for a year. And for those that don't know about Ocean Discovery Institute, it's actually a program for the youth in the community of City Heights to get enrolled or engaged in science through the ocean. So a lot of the city schools took out the really important classes like marine biology, science, and things like that. So we actually go into 11 of the feeder schools in the surrounding area and do programs on site, as well as kids come here in the living lab, that's what we call it that, and they actually get to do real science work here. And this was like a 10-year process from when we kind of had the idea. The executive director came to me, I was the chairman of the board of directors at that time, said, hey, let's raise some money and build an institute. Well, it seems so far-fetched, and to see this in existence, it blows my mind. So there's so much to see today. I want to take you through some of the programs and some of the classrooms.
Well, I'm ready to discover.
Let's go.
Sean, now we're in the heart of the building, which is the kitchen.
Absolutely. So we don't only concentrate on the scholastic part of education, but we also want everyone to have a healthy lifestyle because that's super important when you're learning. And so one of the things that we do is we partner with Feeding San Diego, and it's kind of like a unique kind of pilot program. And they actually bring warm, healthy meals for the kids that come for the after-school programs every single day.
Oh my gosh,
and one
great.
of the things about My Plate is we actually educate them on what they're eating so they can replicate that at home too, and then educate their family too. So it's not only about the kids, but it's the whole family and the whole community.
Right.
And one of the things that we have here is we have a garden on the other side of the building, and the kids were growing tomatoes, jalapenos, like all the ingredients to make salsa. So we invited the families and the kids to a cooking class here last week where they learned how to make fresh salsa.
That's so wonderful.
So it goes beyond, it's like a whole healthy lifestyle.
Right? Absolutely, because a healthy lifestyle and eating healthy translate into learning, a healthy brain, and absorbing everything.
Well, it's pretty interesting. So this morning I was listening to the news, and one of the studies that just came out was kids that eat farm to table, fresh food, balanced, like lean proteins, the grains, all that, actually suffer from much less depression and anxiety than other adolescents. And they can learn easier, healthy mind, healthy body. It really does translate across the board.
So the kids come here, they're filled with a delicious meal, a healthy meal. Now they're ready to learn. So what's next?
So we're gonna go down and see some of the labs and the educational spaces where the kids come every single day.
This is such a cool room. One of the first things that I noticed coming here.
Well, you know what's interesting? So a lot of the rooms for our major benefactors or donors, their rooms are named after them, and this is the David C. Copley room. And what's really awesome is this is live footage of the ocean at Scripps Pier in La Jolla. And since we're in an urban environment on a canyon, but we're part of the watershed, it's interesting because the watershed actually goes down all the way to the ocean, but so we want the kids to feel like they're at the ocean every day.
And what I noticed is that every room is so perfectly designed with a purpose and sustainable.
So true. So for example, this carpet, this was made out of like reclaimed fishing line from the ocean. Like the bean bags are from sails, you know, from old sailboats that were torn and repurposed, and even the plastic's recycled plastic. So everything in here is sustainable.
I love that. Every step is learning too and being a part of the environment.
Yep.
So perfect.
Because we're making environmental leaders.
Sean, I'm walking through this with a smile because I love that they perfectly put nature and learning together every step of the way.
So the one interesting thing about this building is it's a net zero building. So basically it doesn't use any energy that it does not produce itself. So the architect, Rob Quigley, was a genius, and he positioned the building so at the right time of day it's getting the sun, it's getting the light, or other parts of the day it's like cooling down. So really he mastered that net zero. This is one of the only educational facilities in the state of California that's Platinum LEED certified. So that's like the highest degree of efficiency that you can get.
Sean, you mentioned that you're building the future of these students too.
Well, you know what's pretty amazing? So in an urban environment such as City Heights, like in the national level, 1 out of 10 kids after high school go to secondary education. And our students that go through the intensive programs that we offer, it's 9 out of 10. So we're super proud of that.
Doing wonderful things. This is a facility and an education that needed to happen because I think there's 14 surrounding schools that don't have the opportunity to do something like this.
And that's correct, and I think that's one of the reasons we won the presidential award a couple of years ago for the best mentorship in mathematics, science, and engineering, which is really a big feat because we were the first from San Diego to get such an award. And it's been great because a lot of my clients, the real estate, have gotten involved with Ocean Discovery Institute, and then a big part of that also is the equestrian community. So together as a community, we've really helped this community. I think education is the most important thing, and that's why I've stayed engaged for 20 years, because I really think that's what's going to make a difference for the United States, for the world. Like, it's unparalleled important.
Real estate on a bigger level.
Yes.
And I'm sure a place like this is always looking for help and funding, which you are always a part of bringing the community together to raise money.
So we have volunteer opportunities for people like canyon cleanup, things like that. But then, for example, we have our Black Tie Gala coming up on November 2nd. One of the really fun things that we have a raffle opportunity, even if people aren't coming, we have a $20,000 Turtle Island package for a week on like a private island in Fiji. In Fiji. So the tickets are $100. It's on our website if people want to buy tickets for that. That's super helpful. So there's just tons and tons of different opportunities.
Right. Well, sign me up. And thank you for showing us this beautiful facility and how it helps so many students. But before I go, what is this wire right here?
Well, this is actually really cool. So because we're putting native plantings back into the canyon, so we had seeds up at the top in our garden, and they're growing now into little trees. And then the kids zipline them down in these little buckets, and then they're going to be growing and then planting them in the canyon.
That's so cool. Can we try it too?
Absolutely, because this is not only for kids, this is for adults too to learn.
Right? Adults can learn too.
They never stop.